Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So just got finished getting caught up on the Shonen Jump stuff for this weekend. So got some chapters of Akane Banashi, Spy Family, and Kaiju number 8 out on the channel. So we're going to dive into Battle Angel Alita Last Order in just a second here. But a couple of quick house clearing items before we do that, just like I've done in my other videos. So I'm going to be going on vacation next week. So videos will be back again to being on a brief hiatus, but they'll be back exactly, I think, mid-November, and that weekend I'll be back to doing those again. So look forward to that. But yeah, it'll be really nice for me. I'm looking forward to having this break and having a little time away, and hopefully I'll be coming back to this refreshed. But yeah, no, current plan is still the same, so I'm going to get caught up on at least a couple of the current series I'm on before I rotate in a new one. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be close to that goal. And then hopefully in the new year, I'll be able to cover some more new series on this read-through cycle. That said, yesterday I did cover the next volume of A Bride's Story. So today we'll get around to Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle Volume 7. And then once I get back in mid-November, we'll cycle back to Black Hammer and then go through the rotation cycle again. So a lot of good content going to be coming your way. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let us dive into it with Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle Volume 7. As we have Log 32 new meetings, and you have an ES-374 5 months after the destruction of Sklodowska, the long winter of Sidonia, which left 3 million dead and many more displaced, was finally coming to an end. The region of Aram, southern Sidonia territory, you see just like a bunch of like military Humvees just like rumbling through in like a little line. And you have Deja Thoris, a town built into the ruins of a spaceship that crash landed 50 years ago, currently under the control of the Fadereg militia. Let me see the little ship there. And you have, come on, get moving, unload that cargo now. And you see a bunch of soldiers just stepping out with an aye, as they're just like getting rained fire down from above. And you have a, yeah, ha ha ha. It's like, you think that's funny? We're trying to work here. It's like, my bad. You see them unloading a bunch of cargo, and as one of them drops down, you see a ship as there's a tiny blade, and you see Yoko and Erica just like crawling out of it and running away and hiding from the soldiers, and they make their way into a little vent, and you see with the clank as they stop so they can climb through the fan blades, and Erica's like, this is a good spot, let's have lunch in here. So I've got a tube of Beamite, and it's so gross. It's like, and you see Erica just like turning on the little radio. She puts in a little earpiece and goes, this is Anton. The horse has entered Troy. He's like, wait, really? You got inside the town without being spotted? Seriously? He's like, yeah, you thought we were just helpless babies? Think again. He's like, okay, little Kurt Russell. This is Kaufman you're looking for. Should be somewhere in town. Best of luck. And you see Kurt Russell, American actor, 1951 to current, played Snake Plisken, the eye patch-wearing hero of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. And you see her thinking back to Das telling her, and if I don't come back, go to the place written here and they should be able to help you. And you have Yoko and I followed the course indicated by Das's memo. We blended in among refugees, relying on any adult who would take pity on us. After several months, we finally found the Mosby Company in the city of Radau. Yeah, where did you girls come from? You have Mosby Co. Halen Burdock, and Mosby was a shoe company. And you have Mosby Co. franchise manager Haferkamp. And he's like, you're here to see Coin the Kaufman? Well, the problem is, he's not here at the moment. And Halen whispers into Haferkamp's ear, are they serious? And he's like, well, if Coin has visitors, we need to treat them right. Here's some food, so eat up. And you see him just like laying out a feast of like pizza and some other stuff for them. Jeff, you must be tired from your trip. Why don't we all take a nice warm bath, It's like, look at the state of these shoes. This won't do. And you see like the shoes are literally falling apart. So I'll fit you with some fresh ones from our latest line, Venti. And Halen's like, and you can stay here as long as it takes for Coin to return. It's like, how are your prosthetics doing? Let's have Dr. Boylan come in to take a look at you. And you see Erica's been fitted with like a new prosthetic arm as they're also doing some maintenance repair stuff on Yoko. And Erica's like, friendly people. So friendly, in fact. It's like, smells like bullshit. And you see, God, this is going to take me a while. Haferkamp going, a Kaufman is a kind of traveling salesman, you see. And coin is a very, very good one. There's a city to the south called Deja Thoris. He went there for business and we haven't heard from him since. And she's like, the people here are hiding something. Adults are always hiding things from kids, of course. But the people here aren't like normal adults. They're more like Papa or Zoe. Something about their mannerisms and glances feels dangerous. But I don't think they're lying about coin. And you see later that night she wakes her up with, Yoko, get ready to go. And you hear the next day with, oh no, the girls are gone. It's like, this is Anton speaking, come in base. It's like, you took my comm link, where are you now? She's like, yeah, where do you think? We're going to go find coin and bring him back. You see Erica smuggle herself into the little military vehicle. And you have around this time, a strange rumor began spreading throughout the populace of Deja Thoris. Hold on. I missed a page, right? All right. About giant rats the size of dogs living in the vents. It's like, it went that way! You see a bunch of chefs just like banging up on the, was it Halen? Africa. Just banging on like the vents with brooms. Like, that would sometimes sneak out and steal food. It's like, where is it? Where's the rat? In there? And you see a soldier just coming in, like opening fire on it. It's like, chick got away. It's like, what are you, crazy? It's like, of course, there were no rats. And Erica's like, whew, that was a close one. Just Yoko and Erica. It's like, look at this haul. She just like dumps out a boat, which are like canned food and stuff she picked up. And you have then a girl appeared. It's like, I saw it. I know I saw it. And you see this blonde girl standing there. Here's like that tiny little hand snatching the bananas from the kitchen. That's no rat. It's like, it must be a fairy. And you see a flunk as he puts on like a little paper bag. Uses like a rope knotted around a broom as a little grappling hook and like throws herself off the building with the yeah. And Yoko's like, when we find the Faufman, it's like, this town is much more complex than I thought. We're not getting anywhere as it is. She's like, it'll be faster if we find some dirt on a townsperson and blackmail them into helping us. And you see, I'm sorry, that's good. You see a little dog behind with like as the strange blonde he's flying in with, Erica, you're making the bad girl face again. And you hear a boom and a, whoa, what was that? It's like, I caught me a fairy. Is this the kind that brings good luck? As you see that the mysterious strangers grabbed Yoko. He's like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, he's just like slobbering all over her. And Erica pulls out her knife with a, who are you? It's like they spotted her hideout. You see attack as she uses just a can to like grab the blades. Like, hey, careful. He's like, ah. And you see Erica just kind of like tossing the can up in the air. It's like, there goes my knife from Zoe, just like that. And you see the strangers like grabbing Erica's hand, like grabbing her in, like also just slobbering her. It's like, and now I have a sweet little blonde fairy too. A fairy in each hand. I'm set for life. And she's like, it's a sicko. Let go of a sicko. And you hear glonk, thud, cronk, whamp. It's like a lot of noise. What's going on up there? Did you have a huh? As his maintenance worker like goes in to look. And you sorry for the disruption. And you see Blondie pulls off her paper bag mask with, oh, it's just you, Uni. It's like, I got my foot stuck in a bucket and, like, you clumsy oaf. You finished cleaning back deck 3? With a clank, she closed open the door and was like, whoo. And Erica's like, oh, what are you after? Why didn't you tell the adults about us? It's like, oh, I won't snitch on you. That's what I'm after. That's obvious. It's like, I'm Uni Holberg. Will you fairies be my friends? It's like, fairies? Is she serious about that? She actually thinks we're fairies? It's like, isn't she too old to be this stupid? It's like, no, wait, calm down, Erica. I was like, now's the time to make use of Muster's lessons. And she's like, we shall. I am Erica, daughter of Johann, the king of the fairies. This is my friend, the household fairy Yoko. I will allow you, Uni, to become our friend. And you see her just like bowing before her with like, Your Highness, I'm so honored. And Erica's like, we're saved. Good thing she's an idiot. It's like, this is so stupid. But it's actually kind of fun. Is this how it felt to Muster when he played at being a phantom? It's like, we're searching for a man known as Coin the Kaufman. If you know anything of him, speak. It's like, I don't know about any coin, but I do know there's a man being held in the cells. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm in fucking danger. I'm in goddamn danger, bro. And you see a ship landing with a hot sea. I assume it's a hot sea. You don't have confirmation yet, but stepping out. And you have Welcome Major Yakovla Janssen. I'm afraid you didn't give us enough advance notice to prepare for your visit. And she's like, I'm not here on vacation, Captain Hendricks. The first item of business is the shipping of V units. You're 20% below target. As written, and he goes, as written in the report, we're low on smiths to do the work. And she goes, I will observe the workshop in person and report to leadership. The other matter that brings me here, the primary matter, is that I understand you have caught a Kaufman. He's a Kaufman? Yes, we apprehended a trader for non-payment of taxes. What about him? And she's like, what's this? You don't know who that Kaufman is? Well now, I do envy your blissful ignorance, Captain. And he's silent before he goes, escort Major Janssen to the guest room. It's like, yes, sir! It's like, detestable woman. Being a mechanismo intelligence officer doesn't make you a god. But what would be so important about this Kaufman that would bring her here? Who is that man? Who is that man? You see he's got the little Mosby patch on his little cloak, I guess? Jacket. And you have Log 33, Big Madam. So are you taking a vacation? It's like, I'm ashamed to admit, this is my first time leaving Mars. It's a big ship. It's like, looks like it could fly just about anywhere. It's like, that's the Deja Thoris. That's from A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs, isn't it? And you see Edgar Rice Burroughs, 1875 to 1950. American novelist known for his Mars-based novels and the Tarzan series. Deja Thoris is a titular character in A Princess of Mars. You have ES-325, Earth-based cargo ship Deja Thoris departs Nicholson's spaceport of Mars. Sudden blast in engine room leads to crash. Cause of explosion still unknown. You have ES-374, Deja Thoris. You have, Miss Uni? Madam's calling you. Please report to the captain's cabin. It's like, yeah, I'm on my way. And she's walking past the sleeping guard going, this guard is always sleeping on the job. And as she opens the door, you have a pardon me. It's like, is that you, Uni? Come in. And you see this blind madam sitting there on the chair. So, did you need something, ma'am? It's like, first put on some tea. And Yoko's like, wow, she's fat. And he's like, shh. And you see how she's being poured some tea. It's like, so, what'd you need me for? It's like, oh, Uni, ha ha ha. You're keeping secrets from me, aren't you, dearie? He's like, huh? What? It's like, out with it. It's like, I'm sorry, madam. I was the one who ate the bananas in the pantry. I licked all of the strawberry-flavored toothpaste. I snacked all the potato chips. And it wasn't rats that ate your secret stash of maple syrup. It was me. He's like, that last one hurts to hear. But I mean secrets aside from food. It's like, aside from food? It's like, she pretends to be like thinking. It's like, you have some little guests, don't you? Come on out. And you see why, hello there, little ones. You got some nerve infiltrating my ship and playing all these pranks. And she's like, how did you know we were here? It's like, I can see everything. And Erica's like, you think we're just stupid babies. You're using that stethoscope, I bet. He's like, ooh, clever girl. That's right, my eyes may not see well, but I was born on this ship and I know every inch of it. Just placing this stethoscope against the pipe will tell me everything I need to know about what's happening on this vessel. And Uni's like, I didn't know that. And Erica's like, you are eavesdropping on us, you evil old bitch. He's like, hold your tongue, you little shit. Now hand it over. He's like, we don't have any money. It's like, not money, the comlink. You see Erica and I is like grumpily handing it over. She's like, as she snatches it out and goes, this is Mosby Coast, Sidonia location. It's like, well, I wonder what wicked mastermind I'd find on the other end. You're that kettle-headed shoemaker. He's like, well, big madam. He's like, hey, I've got your brats. You know what this means, Havercomp. There's a price to be paid for this, and I will collect. And Uni's like, but madam, you shouldn't be ransoming them. It's not right. It's like, they're all scumbags, every last one of them. Now, why don't you children tell me what you're doing here? He's like, you tell us. You're the one who's been spying on us. It's like, of course I already know, but I want to hear it from you. And she's like, Kaufman. We came to see the Kaufman that's been locked in a cell. He's like, you want a meeting with some poor little prisoner? Afraid I can't do anything about that. But if you want the Kaufman, he's right there. It's like, huh? It's like, hey, how long are you going to play dumb, huh? And you see, well, this is embarrassing. As you hop and a click, you see the sleeping guard outside taking off his helmet. He goes, when did you learn the truth, big madam? And it's like, what? He's the Kaufman? It's like, then who's in the cell? And you see Big Madam going, he slipped one of the soldiers a bribe to switch places. You have a, hey, wake up! You have a clank, clank, clanking, and someone's knocking on the prison cell. With a, he's not waking up. It's like, you're certain he's the Kaufman? And you see a chick as the general guy that the Hotzi was meeting with just racks his gun and shoots the guy to pieces. And Jeff, what's the matter here, Captain Hendricks? He's like, why, Major? I'm afraid you're just a moment too late. Our captain was attempting to escape. I had to take matters into my own hands. And she's a crick, crick. And she's like the blood dripping. He's like, ah, I see. He's like, she isn't angry? It's like, I suppose I had the wrong idea then. And back with, up in the madam's room, Erica's like, so you're Coin the Kaufman. It's like, It's like, you pass, I suppose. He's like, who the hell are you, kid? Just piss off back home, take a shit, and go to bed. It's like, does nobody around here know... Oh, sorry, that's a Big Madam. What, does nobody around here know how to mind their manners? Watch your mouths. Uni, bathe those twerps. They stink like livestock. He's like, yes, madam. He's like, hey, we're not done talking here. He's like, there. As Uni leads him out. And Big Madam's like, with that out of the way, let's hear what you have to say. What have you been sniffing around after? He goes to the piano nearby and plays a tune and goes, this is a nice piano. Do you mind if I play it, madam? She's like, fine, but I'll whoop your ass if you're bad. It's like, in that case, I seemed order to play Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. I have the nickname of Ludwig van Beethoven's Piano Sonata number 14 in C sharp minor. Sonata quasi und fantasia. Opera OP number 27, number 2 was written in 1801. One of the music books that I have on my bookshelf actually plays Moonlight Sonata, if I can. Sorry, let me just see if I can find out. Pretty sure it's this one. But yeah, it's one of the things I got from Japan that I actually really, really like. Come on. Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite songs anyway, and yeah. Definitely one of the things I love the most about my trip, but yeah, Moonlight Sonata, if anyone hadn't heard that one before. She goes, a tasteful choice for a crude cyborg like you. It goes, my girlfriend loved this piece. 49 years ago, the Deja Thoris cargo ship crashed here. Only the captain and a few others survived. You were one of them, the captain's daughter, just 6 years old. It's like, you did your research. It's like, that's right. That's when this happened to my eye. She points like the scar she's got. It's like, well, why do you bring up the distant past? What's your point? And as he keeps playing, he goes, although there's no evidence in any official documents, there should have been one more passenger at the time of the accident. His name was Knight Nagender Nighthorse. I'm going to track down any records of him that exist. And Madam's like, I knew that Mosby wasn't just some shoe company, but I didn't expect they were this dangerous. It's like, well, you're a Kaufman? Let's talk business. What do I stand to gain by working with you? And he's like, what if we exterminate your red-capped parasites? And he's thinking of the Faradrig. I wonder if this is supposed to be like a reference to like the red caps of the like the Irish folklore, if this is a reference to the red cap. Because they look very much like goblins with like the pointed ears and like the haggers and everything. I'd have to look it up, especially with the red cap. I'm like, that feels like a very, especially with the Irish sounding name, feels like a very obvious kind of reference to that. He's like, oh, you'd be able to do that for me? He's like, our shoes ship out from the night labyrinth. You're a smart woman, you know what that means, don't you? It's like, fine, I accept. It's not the smartest negotiation I've ever heard, but it'll do. And you see as Yoko, Uni, and the others are all just spying on her, from eavesdropping from outside. It's like, Uni, stop eavesdropping and bring out the tea. He's like, uh-oh, she knew? And Kaufman's like, thanks for your business. It's like, oh, please, business ain't your strong suit. And Erica's thinking, Coin the Kaufman, who are you? As you have Log 34, the secret workshop, and you have Mayday, Mayday! It's like, everyone to the escape pods! And you see the cyborg person that got onto the ship, putting his hand on the captain going, I will guide the ship to a safe place. It's like, but, it's like, you must live for the sake of your daughter. I entrust this to you. Someday the right person will make use of it. He hands him like a little notebook. And Big Madam goes, and that's the story. He saved our lives. He was a hero. And Uni's like, he gave his life to save others. What a beautiful story. And Erica's like, dumbass. And she's just picking her nose. And Coin's like, that's Big Madam going, I don't know if the man you're looking for is that hero or not. The only way to know for sure would be to consult the passenger manifest. Unfortunately, the sector containing the records room has been claimed by the Frederick soldiers. So where's the notebook he left you? That should be in Daddy's trunk. That's also in the records room with the manifest. Doesn't seem that important to me, but search to your heart's content. And you see him put up the phone call the next page with, it's me. It's like, Coin, is that you? It's like, you wandered off on your own without a word of contact. Do you have any idea how weird that was? And that was, sorry, I give you the name, Halen. He's like, I'm sorry. This is my own thing. I can't tell you what I'm after. And she's like, you're still focused on Mommy. He's like, put the boss on. And you see Erica just like sneaking up near him and like dropping themselves into his lap with Yoko. He's like, explain yourself. He's like, why would you give your comlink to a couple of kids and force them to play spies? He's like, oh, well, he's like, we didn't want to, but he loaded us up onto this truck. He's like, is that true? He's like, of course not. It's like, what a horrible thing to say, little Kurt Russell. As Erica's just laughing. It's like, this kid's a nightmare. It's like, well, don't worry. I squared things up with Big Madam. Did you stock the shoes? It's like, yes, a dozen. It's like, send me 4 pairs of soccer cleats. It's like, I'll have them ready in 2 hours. And he stands up with like, enough, get off of me. And Erica just hands him a little note with that Dust scribbled with, what's that? It's like, Dust told us to look to you for help. It's like, Dust? It's like, so, Das is dead. I knew him from back in the Northern expeditions. Carefree guy. He always did what he wanted. No more, no less. And he just tears up his note. And Erica's like, what? It's like, he never paid back the money you owed me, and now he shoves these brats on me? That asshole's got some nerve. It's like, let's get this straight right now. I have absolutely no intention of taking care of you. Try someone else. He's like, we have nowhere else to go. Don't you feel sorry for us? He's like, not even a little. And Uni's like, oh, Mr. Kaufman. He's like, I'm coming. He follows after her. And you see poor Yoko's just like crying as Erica's comforting her. He's like, that does it. I don't know what he's trying to do, but whatever it is, I'm going to fuck it up. I love her so much. I really do. And you see as they're heading down some ladders. He's like, isn't the records room this way? It's like, we're taking a detour. It's a direct trip via the gondola. So with our 5 checkpoints along the way. And on this route, there's only one. The fewer chances for your fake soldier background to get exposed, the better, right, Mr. Kauf? So, well, you got a point. I was like, I hate men who lie. I would never be doing this if Madam hadn't asked. He's like, what? When did I lie? It's like, you were in disguise. Disguises are just the first stage of lying. It's like, wow, you really do hate me, huh? It's like, stop, the checkpoint's up ahead. It's like, I'll handle this, and he puts his helmet back on. It's like, hey, long shift today, fellas? It's like, who's the girl? It's like, Brass ordered me to have her clean the records room. It's like, let's see your ID card. It's like, sure thing. That's just like rooting around inside. He's like, my ID's gone. Did I drop it? Don't think so. Yeah, I'm looking for this. It's like, hey, I've got you, Gutter Rat, as you have, was it Henderson coming in? He's like, damn it, how did you get my card? It's like, a little comrade told me about you. And you see Erica just like fiddling with her pig ponytail. She's like, ha ha ha, eat shit, Coin. He's like, you. It's like, she must have nicked my card when they were climbing on me. You have Surgeon. You have a grrr. This like mechanical looking demon Dinobot comes out the side. He's like, "Grrr," with a snort and just flicks his cap off. Ooh, and it goes in super low and punches him with an uppercut and just sends him like bouncing off the walls of the room. And he's like, ha ha ha, you went flying like a pinball. And he's like, eep! And as he's like slumped over, he's like, serves you, right? You deserve to suffer for making Yoko cry. And he's like, Princess Erica's scary. And as the robot picks him up, he's like, I don't know who you're spying for, but it ends now. And you have, not so fast, Captain Hendricks. And you see the Hotsies picked up Yoko and he's coming out walking up with, don't let your temper control you. I still have questions for that man. And he's like, as he puts up his gun. He's like, what good timing. Let's give everyone a tour of the workshop. He's like, are you insane? He's like, should prove entertaining. And it's like, workshop? It's like, welcome, I guess, to TGN Workshop 14. What the hell is this? And you see this, like, mechano man inside going, oh, what's all the noise about? Don't interrupt my work. And you see a bunch of children hooked up to, like, gas masks in, like, cryo chambers or something. And Uni's like, there are so many children. What are you up to in here? He's like, hey, what's the big idea? Henderson just, like, grabs, is it Henderson? Sorry, Hendrix. Hendrix grabs Erica. He's like, you'll be joining them shortly. He's like, hey, don't put more work on my plate. Jeff, Christ, bro. Could you not have come up with another name, Kishiro? Like, really? He's like, I've read the airport engineer, Mulatto. If you deal with them, I'll consider your month's quota complete. With a thump, she drops Yoko down onto one of the examination tables. Erica's like, Yoko! He's like, don't worry. He's like, hey, it's just a little tinkering in your head. When the surgery's over, you won't remember a thing. And he's like, you're joining them too, as Hendrix grabs Uni. He's like, huh? No, I don't. Stop. Help me, Mr. Kauf. As you get to log 35, Spake the Minstrels. You have him going, I only had business in the records room. But after you show me this much, I can't play dumb anymore. And the Hotsy's like, Kaufman, I'll give you two options. 1, say nothing and watch as these children suffer. 2, reveal yourself to us. It's like, you think I'm going to stick up for some brats I never met before today? And Erica's like, hey, come on, save us! He's like, shut up, you little moron, this is all your fault! And the Hotsy's like, begin the operation, engineer. No anesthetics. He's like, don't move, my aim is off, you'll die. And he's like pointing a little drill towards Erica's head. He's like, no! And Yuni's like, Mr. Kauf is no help. They're going to drill a hole in Princess Erica's head. No. It's like, what absolute terror. At that moment, Uni felt time move so slowly it might as well have stopped. For some reason, her conscious mind was looking down upon the entire room from the ceiling. And she's like, I've felt this before. It's like, Fairy, lend me your strength again. Save us from the bad people. And you see a Zack as her eyes just like change. And she just spins the little mop around her hand. With a thwack, she trips up Hendrix onto the engineer. He's like, what? And you see a flunk as a bucket falls onto the Hotsy's head. And she kind of just ganks it with her broom. And she uses that to grab... she slides the broom under the little straps holding Erica and Yoko in place. And sweeps them out. With the what? And she vaults over the robot. And Kaufman's like, those are polished moves like a well-trained martial artist. Who is she? And you see a twirl as she twirls the broom around and locks it in between the two guns of the guards behind the robot. And then she slides it between Erica and Yoko again, just like starts dragging them along the floor. And Hendrix like, alert to all units, don't let the kids escape. Shoot them if you have to. And Jeff, you there, stop! And she just hops out one of the windows and just starts like ziplining down one of the wires with the woohoo! And she's like, I kick ass when the fairy's controlling me. And you see that the robot's making off with Kaufman still. It's like, now my body's left me behind. What should I do? And you see with the slip as alright. So you see Kaufman like slipping out of his jacket, and then as he's flipping, he kicks the robot warthog in the face. It's like, well, so much for that. All that planning totally wasted. Unbelievable. And Hendrix is like, you. And you have the Hotsy as she like rips the bucket off her head going, so you finally revealed your hand, Kaufman. Or should I say, Kunstler. I recognize this dude purely because one of the covers has him on the front, but you see he's got like a mechanized body. And Hendrix is like, this man is a Kunstler? Wielder of the legendary Grunthal martial arts? The stories say he heads into battle empty-handed and always emerges victorious. More than once, he's decimated entire squadrons all on his own. He's like, those stories have taken on a life of their own. And Hendrix is like, Spake the Minstrels. I suppose, like, Spake is supposed to be like an old English version of spoke. Only death awaits those who witness the Kunstler's skills. This is why the true nature of Panzerkunst is a mystery. It's like, it feels like you're overestimating me. But if you don't know how to fight, that gives me the advantage. He's like, ha, nonsense. It's all the babbling of ignorant idiots. But I am a realist. I bring no flights of fancy to the battlefield. Only logic rules the battle. He's like, oh, I get you. See, I feel the exact same way. And he's like, Sergeant! And you see the warlock trying to like punch at him. And you see a blam as his arm just explodes. With a thwud, it goes flying into the wall. And he's like, Schnork! And he tries punching with the other hand. You have coin leapt inside the sergeant's right hook and pinned the joints using his elbow and fist. Let's see what happens there. You have the sergeant's arm joint shatter with a tremendous splitting sound. It happened in a mere instant. And as it goes flying off, you see him grabbing the arm by one of the wires from inside. And with a grah! You see as the sergeant like, tries to go in for a bite, he slams the arm and there's a crashes into that instead. And with a krakow, he smashes open its mouth with that. You have a grrr! And you see it just falling down. And you have a tink. It's like you're counter with cartridges in your elbows. Very impressive Panzerkunst. And Uni's like, Mr. Kauf's like, giga tough! Was he just pretending to be weak? And what's Panzerkunst? It's like he slaughtered the sergeant in a matter of seconds and that unit had the durability of an armored vehicle. I can see where he got the confidence to talk such a big game. It's like, but there are no flights of fancy on the battlefield. Like, no, wait! Stop fighting in my workshop! And you see Herring just pulling apart his coat. He's like, war comes down to firepower! As he just unleashes like a salvo of weapons. And you see him dodging around using the sergeant for as like a shield. And with a swoosh, he just rushes towards him with gunbuster, full burst! He's like, yeek! It's like, there's no escape, Kunstler! Jab, up above, Captain! I see him flipping above and just cutting his neck off. You have a swizz and a katak. You have only logic rules the battle. You were right about that one. You have log 36, the terrors. You have a schwaz, Uni's like still flying, and she lands, grabs, spins them up with them spinning, grabs it. And you have, oh, it's Uni, what are you doing here? It's like her eyes look serious. It's like something's off. You have, move out of the way! You see a bunch of soldiers coming in. It's like, drop your weapon and surrender! He's like, oh no, I came down here to check just in case, and we're totally surrounded, I'm in mortal danger! It's like, we have clearance to kill, no mercy even for children, nor for anyone who tries to protect them. You have speed and power, just as the story said. Panzerkunst, a style that does not meet power head-on, but slips past to strike at the vital points. May I ask one thing? Are all the Kunstlers in Grunthal as formidable as you? He's like, yeep. And you see the engineer be like, yeep. He's like, huh, actually, I'm the bottom of the barrel. Back home, there are monsters the like of which you can't even imagine. He's like, hey, why are you standing around talking? Fight him, Jaklova. Your job is to protect me. And he's like, yeep. And she reaches out and grabs his head and puts it down on a seat. And she's like, you dare give me orders? You need to learn some respect, you reclusive science freak. You're fired, Engineer Mulatto. In accordance with your contract, I'm recovering your memory storage. He's like, no, please, anything but that. And you see her just like pulling out this tube from the back of his head. And you see his face just kind of like when you like eat something sour, like your lips like curdle up, like same kind of thing when she pulls the canister out. He's like, I was planning to capture you as a sample of a Kunstler. But since that doesn't seem possible without backup, we'll forgo it this time. And he's like, not so fast. You need to spill your Zonahedron secrets first. It's like, only if you can catch me. And you see back with Uni, he's like, Uni, shouldn't we surrender? And you see a zwoosh and a bap. And she flips the broom around and kicks Yoko and Erica off of it. And she throws them to the couple that was watching. Yeah, Big Madam's incredible hearing sensed Uni's peril. She's like, this is dangerous. And then she opens up like a speaker and goes, everyone down on the ground! As Uni takes out a deep breath. And she grabs the guns and she puts it on the end of her broom, spins it around, just lets out a flurry of shots. She's like, oh, what was that? Shoot her! And she grabs some more guns and does the same. And just like does a little whirlwind of broomy gun death. And you have, eek, what's going on? Is she crazy? It's like, this has happened before. She's possessed by a dust devil. It's like, by a dust devil? You have an eep! It's like, we've engaged the enemy at the market. Send backup now! It's like, she can't keep this up forever. Stay in cover and wait for the ammo to run out. And you see ting, 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 ting as empty shells are clattering and she grabs more guns. And she's like, So the dust devil finally stopped, and she just like collapses from exhaustion as more soldiers surround her. And you see back with the Hatsu with the and Kaufman's like, based on how her body sounds, she's clearly a full cyborg, but I can't get a good sense of her. This won't be an easy opponent. And she pulls out a gun from her back and with a whack throws one of the eyes at Kaufman to blind him. Or I guess shoot it with a pop-off, she fires into it. You have a back and a huh? As he tries to break her arm, you see just like it bends around him. So Cohen's counter should instantly lock Jakova's elbow and shattered it, but what's with her body? See her. What the hell is she doing? She's like basically like wrapping herself around him like a snake, I guess. And she like spins him around and sends him flying. Yeah, I was so close. I very nearly struck that ugly head off your shoulders. Fucking weird ass spider lady. And you see her face like breaking apart. You see like the mechanics inside. It's like, I understand a little of your Panzerkunst now. You know the construction of the human body inside and out and make maximum use of its vital points. But your reactions are slower against a non-human structure. It's like, don't startle me like that. I've got a weak heart. It's like, you're a cunning man, Kaufman. And you see us like, trying to escape into the vents, I presume. It's like, not so fast. Leave the souvenir behind. And you see a little paching as you use like a little hidden wire to grab the cartridge back from her. She's like, just you wait till the next time we meet. He's like, she ran off. It's like, why are women such nightmares? 3 boss fights in a row is hard on a senior citizen, man. And you hear, Zurr, huh? Sounds like the shoes I ordered have arrived. Jeff, Uni! He's like, run away! And you see a boom as I assume a ship comes in for a landing. He's like, what was that? It's like, what is that, a dud? And you see what looks like some kind of coffin. It's like, I don't know, be careful. Now as it opens up, you have, something's coming out, prepare to fire! You see a crack as you see a bunch of mechanized I assume soldiers, or if I don't know if this is more Panzerkunstlers that are coming out, but you see a bunch of soldiers just heading out. But yeah. So you see with the notes with fairy, the precise type of fairy Yuni's talking about here is a Zashiki Warashi, a kind of traditional Japanese spirit that means parlor child. They're mischievous and play many pranks but are said to bring great fortune to whoever succeeds in spotting them. Alright, so I guess some thoughts about the volume. So again, I love Erica is just an absolute little terror. She's the best, by far my favorite character in Last Order so far. But yeah, apart from that, like I said, Kaishiro is doing very well with the designs of the women as well, even though I shouldn't be. I do like the Hotzi. Apart from that, the Madam I'm just a little bit wary on because of large black women, how they're typically portrayed in media tends to get a little bit dicey. Nothing so far in here making me super wary of her portrayal so far, but just something whenever I see it, I'm kind of just I don't know. Apart from that, I do wonder if, apart from just having a fondness for fairy tales, whether there's going to be any deeper meaning to the various little Easter egg references that he's made in this. Because so far we've kind of had what was it, 40 days and kind of 40 nights for the whole Jin and everything else. That's something I want to talk about at a later point as well, but we'll leave that for another day. Along with the red caps from Irish kind of mythology. So I'm very curious if that's just a personal interest of his that he kind of throws in references to, or if there's going to be something deeper to it. Apart from that, interesting to finally meet another Kunstler. Not too much more to say about him right now. But yeah, because the only interesting thing is Uni apparently having some kind of programming or stuff, because we kind of saw this with Alita back in Last Order when she was fighting Cerula, where she had the out-of-body experience and she's kind of experiencing was it future sight or something. So I wonder if this is related to that somehow. I'll have to go, it's been a while since I've read Last Order, so I'll have to kind of go refresh my memory on that specifically. But yeah, much better volume. Enjoyed this. Looking forward to where it goes from here. But yeah. So with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, I will be back to this mid-November sometime. So until then, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.